You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi, you lot best pay up.
Dear me.
You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any questions weighing on you. Come on, ask away. What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet in favor of the Arisen. Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. Anyone that complacent has got no business being a thief. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say that the entire village was built around this spot. That all you wanted to ask? Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you, the situation being what is. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, once. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false Arisen, we're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester. But he failed. Took a massive injury to the chest during the trial. So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar on his chest to pose as the Arisen. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Now he gets to sit pretty on the best seat in the kingdom. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always was careful not to leave behind a shred of evidence. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in the lap of luxury after breaking our code. Methinks he needs something to remind him of the debt he owes us. Here, this should do the trick. Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest potential, but I'll show it to you. That all you wanted to ask? Aye. Till next time, then.
I fear I've naught useful to share.
Not half bad!
Whatever it is, I'll thank you to leave me out of it.
You're the one, then? Fie. I'd hoped I'd not be seeing you here.
I'll not take that from you. This bodes ill.
Consarn it all! I've lost big this time. Consarn it!
You're here. I've been waiting for you. Now that's just splendid. That's made my day. Now that's...
got something for me?
So this is where you were, Master. I searched high and low for you.
How goes it? Have you found Fulminous shield, the magic... Oh dear. Still haven't found it?
I will use this opportunity to gather... my strength. Not without its charms.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I shall take this opportunity to observe our surroundings. Here to ask all of me, are you?
This is, of course. Nothing's free in this world. Do stop by again. This is, of course. Nothing's free in this world. Do stop by again.
I knew not what to think when we first arrived here.
Ah, you must be the visitor I've heard so much about. Dara. That man isn't associated with our village anymore. In fact, if e'er you should meet him, pray inform him that he is no longer welcome here. As you likes.
Each day is the same as the one before it, I tell you. Perfect spot for it. Whatever it is, I'll thank you to leave me out of it.
Can't say I've any tidings to... living guard. But dreams are free, I say.
Well met, sir.
One day, I'm going to have...
Quiet as a milk.
Joyed by the handful and regrets by the...
living.
I wonder how Harv Village fares. Mayhap... We ought to stop by.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Of course. I was telling you aught I know of the sea's peril, of the brine. And you'd know that if you hadn't fallen asleep the moment I'd begun. Now, 'tis common knowledge the brine halt any ships seeking to venture into open waters. As if to say, there's naught out there, so don't bother looking. But does that not strike you as rather miserly? Even if we are to believe that there's naught across the sea, why must we be kept to our shores? I should like to confirm for myself if there's truly naught to be found. And why should we? An old man with naught, sailing out into a sea of naught, and dying for naught. Where's the harm in that? When I said as much to the brine, they only stared at me in amazement. A lie, it may all seem, but 'tis the honest truth. I've beheld it all with my own eyes.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
'Tis naught but a pitiful puppet pulled by hidden strings. No one believes a word I say. Ah, but you believe me, don't you? Oh, that's right. I was telling you about... Now, listen well. The Gigantus is an earthen structure that hearkens to the voice of the sea, for 'tis a servant of the brine. Just as the Arisen commands the pawns, so too does the sea's peril compel the Gigantus. Supposedly, the brine have their colossal servant monitor the dragon to ensure that it commits no acts of excess. As for what the brine deem an act of excess, I could not tell you. Some would argue that 'tis the hand of excess what brings the cup of fine ale to our lips time and time again. But what of it? Those unbidden sips of ale are what keep the throat from growing parched. Without them, life would be a dull affair indeed. That brings me back to what I was saying about the... what was I talking about again? Ah, of course, the Gigantus. 'Tis formed of clay, and tall enough to graze its brow upon the very clouds. What's more, 'tis said its lofty gaze watches o'er the world even now. And should it be stirred to life by the voice of the sea, mayhap 'twould do aught to put that dragon in its place. You do not believe, but I assure you 'tis no less than the truth. I've beheld it all with my own eyes. They have no power. Why must I explain? The proof is in the pudding. Ah, but you believe. To doubt my words is folly, for everyone I speak is true. Those who call me a madman ought to leave me be. Why must I explain? The proof...
Oh, will this take long? I've ought to be doing.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? 'Tisn't easy travelling out in the world, all alone. Much obliged, sir.
Sir Arisen, thank heavens you've come. Saurians have claimed the village yet again, if you can believe it. Just when almost all of the villagers had arrived as well. Oh, why must these scaly fiends beset us so?
Oi! What are you doing, standing about when there's work to be done?
Jonas! This is the good sir I spoke of. The one who called the Saurians for us.
Is that right? Then I expect you to aid us with this mess, stranger. You did it once afore, eh? Only natural you'd help finish the job.
My apologies for the chief's temperament. Yet he speaks truly. We have need of your strength. Pray, calm the beasts as you did before, sir. I dare say you are the only one upon whom we can depend.
These Saurians are a stubborn lot. What say we make you think twice about settling in again?
We ought to proceed with caution. Let my magic grant you an elemental boon.
The Saurians are no more, I see. That's twice you've come to our rescue now. You're more than a friend to Harv Village, Sir Arisen. You are a hero. Truly, we cannot
Here he is! I found our troublemaker!
Jonas! What is the meaning of this?
This blasted beastren went and ventured into Stormwind Cave. How many times have we said none are to tread there? But he just had to poke his nose where it didn't belong. There can be no doubt he's the one who incited the Saurians' attack.
Forgive me. I never meant for any of this to happen.
Trust a beastren to muck things up.
Jonas! Surely there's no need for such talk.
You would say that, wouldn't you? But I see him outnumbered. Could be all three of you are behind this somehow.
Jonas, please! You're being ridiculous.
There!
I do apologize. 'Twould seem things have turned rather uncomfortable. But we mustn't let this sour your triumph. You came to our aid when we needed it most, and for that, you have our gratitude, Sir Arisen. I do hope you shall visit us again anon.
A ruder fellow I never met.
I'm not interested.
You're wasting your time talking to me.
Thank you, Sir Arisen. That's twice now you've aided us. We've a long road ahead, but fear not. Harv Village shall...
Though I...
Thank you. We've a long road ahead, but fear not. Harv Village shall be bustling again ere long. I do hope you'll stop by if ever you're passing through.
Over here!